Hello there, this is Joe Martin, pastor at First Baptist in Toledo, and thanks for taking a few minutes for this cabin talk. Really excited about this time for us to celebrate Christmas, and I know that you've got a lot going on too. I really want to encourage you to make worship for Christmas important to you and your family, to get there, to get ready for that, to make an effort to be there. To attend your church, or if you're part of TFBC, to attend services here. We have services at 8 in the morning and 11, and then there's a breakfast at 9:15 and a class, and there's just a lot of great stuff going on. So I really hope that you make that a priority. I want to talk to you today about this theme. You know, someone one time said that the theme of the Bible is God gets his family back. God gets his family back. I've often wondered, why does the story of Christmas, at least one of the narratives, start with a genealogy? I know people that love genealogies. They want to go back and learn everything about their family and all the stuff that they can learn. And it's really interesting, all those stories that interconnect and lives that interconnect. But why does the Bible start with genealogies? It's because of its theme. God gets his family back. Let's start with this. The record of the genealogy of Jesus, the Messiah, the son of David, the son of Abraham, from Matthew 1:1. Abraham was the father of Isaac, and Isaac the father of Jacob, and Jacob the father of Judah and his brothers. Judah was the father of Perez and Zerah by Tamar. Perez the father of Hezron, and Hezron the father of Ram. Ram was the father of Amminadab, and Amminadab was the father of Nahshon, and Nahshon the father of Salmon, and Salmon was the father of Boaz by Rahab. Boaz was the father of Obed by Ruth, and Obed the father of Jesse. Jesse was the father of David, the king. David was the father of Solomon by Bathsheba, who had been the wife of Uriah. Solomon was the father of Rehoboam. Rehoboam was the father of Abijah, and Abijah the father of Asa, and Asa was the father of Jehoshaphat, and Jehoshaphat was the father of Joram, and Joram the father of Uzziah, and Uzziah the father of Jotham, Jotham the father of Ahaz, and Ahaz the father of Hezekiah, and Hezekiah was the father of Manasseh, and Manasseh the father of Amon, and Amon the father of Josiah. Josiah became the father of Jeconiah and his brothers at the time of the deportation to Babylon. After the deportation to Babylon, Jeconiah became the father of Shealtiel, and Shealtiel the father of Zerubbabel, and Zerubbabel was the father of Abihud, and Abihud the father of Eliakim, and Eliakim the father of Azor, and Azor was the father of Zadok, and Zadok the father of Achim, and Achim the father of Eliud, and Eliud was the father of Eliezer. Eliezer was the father of Mathan, and Mathan was the father of Jacob, and Jacob was the father of Joseph, who was the husband of Mary, by whom Jesus was born, who is called the Messiah. So all the generations from Abraham to David were 14 generations. From David to the deportation to Babylon, 14 generations. And from the deportation to Babylon to the Messiah, 14 generations. The birth of Christ is as follows in this story. Now, the birth of Jesus Christ was as follows. When his mother Mary had been betrothed to Joseph, before they came together, she was found to be with child by the Holy Spirit. And Joseph, her husband, being a righteous man, was not wanting to disgrace her. He planned to send her away secretly. But when he had considered this, behold, the angel of the Lord appeared to him in a dream, saying, Joseph, son of David, do not be afraid to take Mary as your wife. For the child who has been conceived in her is of the Holy Spirit. She will bear a son, and you shall call his name Jesus, for he shall save his people from their sins. Now all this took place to fulfill what was spoken by the Lord through the prophet. Behold, the virgin shall be with child and shall bear a son, and they shall call his name Emmanuel, which is translated means God with us. And Joseph awoke from his sleep and did as the angel of the Lord commanded him, and took Mary as his wife, but kept her as a virgin until she gave birth to a son and called his name Jesus. Now, forgive me for those of you who are Hebraic scholars, for me butchering a lot of the enunciations and pronunciations of various names. There's a lot of different ways, since we don't have the vowels from the originals to get there, but I'm by no means a proficient in that area. But this whole story is really, if you get that idea, this immense genealogy, this whole story is about family and how God is doing something amazing through family. God gets his family back, and he wants you to be part of his family. The Gospel of John, in the prologue, it really says, he was in the world, verse 10 of John 1, and the world was made through him, and the world did not know him. He came to his own, and his own did not receive him. But as many as received him, to them he gave the right or the power or the privilege to become children of God, even to those who believe in his name, who were born not of blood, nor of the will of the flesh, nor the will of men, but of God. And then he says this, and the Word became flesh and dwelt among us. And we saw his glory. Glory is of the only begotten of the Father, full of grace and truth. God works through family to create this new family, the family of God. And you come into this family not by your own effort or some genealogy that you came from, that you have this amazing pedigree, but by a birth, but not a physical birth, a spiritual birth, not of blood, nor the will of men, but of God. And this is the new birth. This is what it means when Jesus said, truly, truly, I say to you, you must be born again. You must have the supernatural birth from God. And you receive this by faith. Now, he says, as many as received him, to them he gave the power, the right to become children of God, even to them that believe in his name. And once this happens, then people began to follow him into a life of worship, a life of following him and learning to be with him, learning to be like him, and then learning to order their lives to do what he says, his will in their life and through their life. Now, this Sunday, I want you to gather. I want to encourage you. Now, maybe you live too far away to go in Toledo, but you can go somewhere. And this Sunday, join the new family of God. And you know what we'll do? If whatever church you go to, but particularly in our own context, for those of you that are watching this, we will help you learn how to live in that new family, that new transformed family. We all came into our relationships with Jesus. We brought a lot of stuff along with us. Some of it was great. Some of it was really hard. Every family is broken, every earthly family. Some are really broken, and some of you have been through that. But what we're here to do is to be that family where we can help each other be refamilied into the likeness of Jesus, to be like him, to have a family resemblance, that all men will know that we're his disciples because of the way we live. We love each other. We live a life of love. So this Sunday, I want to really encourage you to make this important to you, that let God speak to you. That's the important thing. We're going to meet and let God speak to us as a family, but also let God speak to you as an individual part so that he can grow you. And every family has mature people and more and older brothers and sisters that are really solid, and then babies and some that are really struggling, and spiritual teenagers. There's no, it's the need for that, and a lot of differences, and we all can fill the place of being a weird relative in some way. But the fact is that we're part of his family, this new creation that he started called the church in the world. And we're part of that. So you can come at 8 in the morning, or you can come at 9:15 for breakfast and stick for a class. Or you can come at 11. And this is a really great thing to invite people to. Hey, just tell them, hey, come and see. They want to know what it's all about. Just say, hey, come and see what's happening here. I can't wait to see you. And thank you. Share this with somebody, maybe as a way of an invitation, as you consider that it was encouraging to you. God gets his family back. He wants you to be part of it.